Hi there! I hope that you are very well. Thank you for watching. I am Beck Raymond and I'm a makeup artist and Mary Kay director, and so many people have been asking me lately about a contouring video, a quick contouring video. So I wanted to get on that and help you out. So contouring can be a little bit scary, highlighting, blush, what are we, we're bombarded with it sometimes, but it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be real easy and you can use things that are already in your makeup bag. So hopefully this will help. It's just some quick tips and tricks, some products that will help you, and maybe some ideas of maybe 1 or 2 products you can add to your makeup bag to have a little bit of a contouring kit going as well, and also just some ideas on what you want to do and what's behind contouring, highlighting and all of that. So my one tip that I will say over and over again, and this helps with all different parts of your makeup, is dark colors push back, light colors bring forward. So think about that when we're talking about contouring and you will find it a lot more easy. So have fun. If you do like this video, make sure that you like it and pass it on, share it, whatever. And also just at any time, ask questions. I will come back and help you out as best I can. So enjoy this video. So, easy contouring. Now, I understand that contouring can be crazy, but it doesn't have to be, and I'm gonna try and make it as simple as possible for you today so that you can understand it. So, you might be wondering, okay, how do I do contouring? What is the basis behind it? So, contouring is basically evening out your face to give it a more symmetrical look, and that usually constitutes an oval face shape. So if you look in the mirror right now and work out what your face shape is, that's the best start, and then we can work from there. So my face shape is basically oval. We're going like this, very symmetrical. I don't have square jaw, and everything is placed pretty much the same on either side. So basically with contouring, what you want to do is help with evening out the face shape for being more symmetrical, but also then you might be wanting to enhance your cheekbones, you might be wanting to just bring down your forehead a little bit, you might be wanting to push in here a little bit, or give yourself a little bit of facelift without surgery. So that's the beauty of contouring. Now, I understand that you might be thinking, oh, I don't have enough product, I don't have enough things. So let's look at what you can use that might already be in your makeup kit, or it's just something that you can easily add without a lot of fuss. So different things that you can use. So I already have just my normal foundation over my face. So this is just, it's a Mary Kay one and it's Beige W1 100 in matte. So I just put that on first just to start, because you've got that and you know that's a good starting spot. Now, different things that you can use for contouring. You might use other foundations. So you might use liquid foundations and you might have a darker one. You could either just have the darker one that then correlates with yours, which is your normal color, or you might have a lighter one and just work like that. But we often have different color foundations, because you might have one that is your summer color and one's your winter color, so you might have 2. The other that I love are cream to powder foundations. So these are your foundations that tend to be a little bit more intense color, and you can put them and direct them much more simply. So these are great, and great to be used with a damp sponge to really blend them in to deepen that off. So what I would do is get a lighter color. So I'll put this all over in my normal color, and then I would pick a darker color depending on the level of contouring that I want to do. So what does contouring do, which we want to work out? We want a darker color to push back. So dark colors push back, light colors bring forward. So you've got to remember that in all of your different makeup applications. So whenever you're putting a darker color, you are tending to push back in people's vision, but if you're doing a lighter color, you're bringing it forward. So in the case of like a cream to powder, I might use, this one's Beige 6. if I was doing quite an intense, I wanted it to be quite sharp, my contouring, yes, that would be it. And then I'd probably go with an Ivory 2 or something for a light one to bring forward. So that's that. The other thing that you could use is, of course, concealers. Now, finding the right color in concealer is pretty much the same as if you were going foundation. I would go, if you want to do just a light contour, you could go just sort of one color deeper. If you want to do a little bit more tense, 2 to 3 colors a bit deeper. But you got to remember that the darker it is, the more blending that you'll need to do. And also you want to make sure that you're not looking dirty. So you need to make sure that it is still in the color undertone that you need. So in the case of these concealers, my normal concealer is Deep Ivory, so it's a light one. Now when I've got a slightly more tanned face, which is at the moment, I can use this as a lighter color. So that's really great because it doesn't change much. And then if I was choosing a concealer color to use as a contour, yeah, as I said, you want to go sort of one or two deeper. So I'd either go Deep Beige or maybe even light bronze. And just to show you, so this is the Deep Beige one. So it's close to my skin tone, but you can see it's just a little bit deeper. It's not too much deeper. Whereas the light bronze one, you can see, hopefully, there's a bit of a difference there, but they're not too much because they are concealers as well. They're not as pigmented as your foundation. So they're often a safe option to use for contouring because they can just be a really natural contour with your concealers. The other quick thing you can do with concealer is have your foundation and then choose a lighter one and use that as your contour instead of worrying about dark, light, whatever. So that is the other choice there. Now, you can also use powders, of course. So something that I do often because it's quick, easy, and looks very natural is to use 2 different mineral powders. So I've got Ivory 2 and then Beige 1. And so that just gives a really light natural. I'd put the Ivory 2, which we'll talk about wear placement in a minute, but I'd put that in the light places and the Beige 1 in the other places to push back a bit more. And then finally, you might want to use contour powders. So you've got these 2 here, which are your contouring, and these are your highlighting ones. So you've got 2 you can see here are quite, you could go really deep or you can go this sort of more natural color, and then you've got your highlighter powders that also do the same thing. So contouring exactly the same but with powder, and that might be also an option for you because it might be a little safer option or just easy to pop in there. So talking about actually what you're going to blend with, you want to make sure your tools are right as well, because if you're blending a different color foundation together, you want to make sure it really does blend seamlessly so that it looks natural, not, well, what are those weird lines she has on her face? So you might want to use a brush of some sort. You've got the liquid foundation brush, you might have the oval contouring and blending brush. You've got a powder brush that also works with liquids, so you can use all of those. You have damp sponge, you might use your fingers. I would advise when you're doing contouring to use a tool because your fingers they do great for putting on foundation, but maybe not so much for the actual blending. And you'll find that with your eyes as well. You know that having a really good set of brushes maintains your eye shadow and just gives it a really amazing look. So you want that for your face as well, because this is your face and you want to look amazing. So where do we put contour? On the internet, Google, our friend, you can find gazillion different charts, videos, all of that on contouring. And thank you for watching mine. But these are really handy. So you might have something like this. Oh, I could almost wear this one. Or this one. So you can see that they show you where to put the highlight, where to put the contour. And they are a great resource. So find one maybe that's similar to your face shape and then go from there as to where you should put it. But my basic tip is dark colors push back, light colors bring forward. So look in the mirror. What do you want to push back? What do you want to bring forward? What do you want to just give your face a little bit more pep? Maybe you do want to enhance your cheekbones. Maybe you want to even your face out. Maybe you want to straighten your nose a little bit because it's crooked. You can do all of that. So on my face, I'm going to show you, I'm going to use concealers, and then I'm just going to use powder as well. So I'm going to double up a little bit just to show you the difference, or maybe just to show you something different. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab, this is quite an intent, this will be a bit more than I would usually do because I want to show you. So I'm getting my deep ivory concealer, and I'm going to put that in the patches where I want to enhance and bring to the light. So straighter nose, right down the middle there. For fuller lips, you might want to put it under there, and under here just really enhances the tops of your cheekbones, but also lifts the eyes a bit more. Now, you might also want to put it on your chin to elongate your chin a little bit, so that elongates your face. I don't tend to do that because I don't need to. Now, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use Deep Beige. So that's this one. Again, so you see these two that's sitting on my hand. You've got a deeper one, that's the deep bronze, light bronze, and that's the deep there. So I'm going to put this in places. So I want to enhance my cheekbones. That's my aim today. So I'm just putting it here, and then I'm going to put it around here a little bit. And then the other great place is to put it down on your nose to just really thin that out a little bit. The good thing about concealers too is they just go on very easily. So as you can see, I've got a nice little painting thing going. It's fun. Then what you just do is you grab whatever tool that you want to work with. I'm going to go with this one and just start blending that in. So I'll start with the dark bits. Now you do, like this is probably a little beige for me, but again, we're showcasing what you can do. Now that's the other thing. You want to make sure you blend, because if you don't, it will look a bit funny. I can promise you that. And don't forget your neck too. Blending on your jawline is super important. So you can already see there, it's enhanced this bit here, pushed that down a bit, so you can see that there's more of a square there, and it's just helped to even out the shape, but also in the meantime enhancing that. So you want to just bring that across. Okay, so that's all blended in, and you can see that it's evened out my face even more. It's just elongated it a bit, and it's just working to give it some depth. Now, I'm going to put some powder over that as well, just so that you can see how that can finish it off. And I often do layer my contouring if I'm not doing crazy with these or whatever. So I would use the contouring powders, the highlighting powders as well. But I like to finish with powder. So I'm going to use Ivory 2. I'm going to use Ivory 2. and put that on the bits that I want to bring out to the light. So that's on the top of my cheekbones, down the middle of my nose, here on my chin. Blend it down a bit because we should always blend it. Now you might be a person too that doesn't have a really defined jawline, and so you would actually want to put the darker under here and then the light along the top. So that will actually bring that out as well. Okay, now you could use translucent there. That's a really good spot to use it because it's light and bright. I just like the ivory. So then I'm going to go in with the beige one. Now you could use darker than this, but I just feel that this gives it a more natural finish. Or you could just use translucent all over if you want to concentrate more on the contouring powders. So I've put that, all the spots that I had the deeper color. And now, just if you then look at it and you go, right, I need to finish off a little bit more. I want a little bit more depth underneath there. You might want to grab your contour powder. And you could also, if your nose, you want a little bit more, you might just want to grab a brush like this and just put it down there. I'll show you. So just grab a little bit of this one. You can see how that creates a line. And really, so if you've got and you want to go up into there as well, you can. But that just really, you can see straight, gives me a much more straightened, defined nose. And you can enhance that in any way. So you could do that under here, maybe use an extra cheek brush. You might want to use, so the cheek brush, which is great, you can use this bit for contours because it fits right underneath there. So you might want to just grab some and then just be like, and you can see how that gives a quite defined contour right there. Just depends what you're doing it for or how defined. So you can see that that's quite defining right there. And then that is done. Easy. And to finish off, I would just add some blush and some highlighter. So you might want to grab the tip of this brush. You can see right there. You might have another brush. Just add a touch of highlighter where you want the light to touch. So right along your cheeks there, which we haven't added blush yet, but you can add this highlighter. And you can do different highlighters, of course. You might have a liquid one. You might have things like the illuminating drops. You might not be a highlighter person. But a little bit can be fun. So I encourage you to have a go. And just always finish off with your blush, making you look alive as well. So the blush goes in a sort of almost a V shape down because your natural flush goes downways. So you just want to, as you can see, I just am flicking it down. This brush is brilliant for this. And there we go. You've contoured, you've highlighted, and you've blushed. All quick and easy, and using tools that are already in your makeup bag. So if you've got any questions, please ask me. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to help you out. If you've got color questions, maybe where to put them, what your face shape is, all of that, I'm happy to help. Contact me below at any of the ways. And I hope this has helped. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.